Technically, lamps in video games are using real electricity. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Connor Monroe, and you've probably had a world-changing idea but just lost your train of thought. Mods are amazing. They're the reason I prefer PC over consoles. There is such a wide array of mods available to us for download and enjoy. It's almost impossible to stop once you've started. But what are some mods that will send chills down your spine for days to come? That's what we're exploring with today's list of the top 10 best scary gaming mods. Be sure to hit like and subscribe and stick around until the end to see some bloopers because I'm gonna mess up and because number one is something you won't expect. Roll the intro. In at 10, Silent Hill Alchemia. The Silent Hill Alchemia mod for Half-Life 2 is essentially another Silent Hill game in the source engine. It's not a remake of any game and it's not a continuation of any story. It's its own original, unique story with its own secrets to discover and solve. The game recreates the atmosphere of the original game and adds more interesting quotes and psychological horror than ever before. To archive this... wait, what? Oh, they meant achieve. That's awkward. They are using canon elements of the series, remaining as true to the other games as possible to achieve as canon of an experience as possible. So be careful when you play, because nothing is what it seems, even that sentence. Take that as you may. And at 9, Wasteland Horrors. Wasteland Horrors is a very special mod on this list because it adds nothing to the game. Wasteland Horrors is in fact an ENB preset for Fallout 4 that desaturates the living hell out of everything in game. The game isn't black and white, but it's not full of color. There are some colors, but it's like the really saturated and prominent ones. But other than that, you'll be too spooked to even notice. The fog has rolled in as well, meaning visibility is limited in some areas. And this whole time, you'll really be wrecking your pants if a Deathclaw decides to join the party. It is intended to be the creepiest lighting preset you can get in this game, and it does it very well in my opinion. The desaturation is really what drives it home here. Desaturated things are always creepy, but only if you can still see some of the colors come through. And this takes that to the extreme. And at 8, Clockwork. When this mod is installed in your Skyrim, you must play the game normally until you get ambushed by an attacker. This can happen anywhere, by the way, even in towns or taverns. Kill the attacker since you know you're part dragon, and then follow a note where it leads to get to the passage to Clockwork Castle. And this isn't your normal Skyrim passage with a troll or Draugr. No, this one has a ghost chick, horrifying imagery, and intense gameplay that will keep you on your toes and brown your pants. And also make you constantly look at walls to make sure that the ghost chick isn't coming through. Yeah, she can go through walls. Plus, the sirens that go off when she is around are chilling. It's like if Siren Head took steroids before a fight with Slender Man. That's what those sirens sound like. And she has such an impact on the story, it's like you can't get rid of her because it's too good. When you make it through the passage, you arrive at the Clockwork Castle that is inhabited by 2 dwarven robots, which are both creepy as hell. Lamashta, the female robot, also makes it essential to your existence that you never leave the castle. It's a dope castle, don't get me wrong, and we all know I love a dope castle, but girl, you're a robot with more detail than my ex-girlfriend. Why do you have to ruin it by being all creepy? And at 7, Cry of Fear. According to YouTube channel Mod Informer, the only thing that is missing from this mod is women in bikinis handing you the guns. This was also way back in 2012. Cry of Fear is a mod for Half-Life that has you playing as Simon, the main character. You start off walking down a street where you meet a man crawling for his life. Then a car hits you, and everything else hits the fan. You wake up with 6 inventory slots and your mission is to get the hell out. If you put Resident Evil, Silent Hill, and Half-Life into a blender and set it to liquefy, you would get the feel of this mod. Sure, it may be for an old game, but it's still a classic that reminds everyone of a simpler time. However, this mod is not for the faint of heart because holy crap, the jump scares as well as just the atmosphere in general are enough to give Freddy Krueger nightmares. Cutscenes, the writing on the walls, the story, it all works together in such a wonderful way. It's like a meal meticulously prepared by Gordon Ramsay. So we moved on from Whistling Guy to what? Screaming Dog? Or Murder. I like that. If you have the game already, it's sure worth a shot. And don't think everything is real. Don't be such a fool. And at 6, Maui Tank. This to some people may be funny rather than scary, but in all honesty, you don't know true terror until you're playing Left 4 Dead 2 at 2 AM with your friend and you're heading down a small hallway on like the 3rd level of the campaign. When all of a sudden you start to hear Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson singing. And as you hear his sweet, supple, buttery smooth voice slowly get louder, you see giant Maui running on all 4s at you while yelling, "What can I say except you're welcome?" because you know he does that thing. Sure, if you're not already stressed, it won't have the same impact, but if you've played with my friends, you would know that you're always stressed, just like me. I know that there are plenty of other mods that I could have picked, but it would be it the Deathclaw or any other slew of tank horror, but having him throw rocks that look like hooks at you is just incredibly terrifying and incredibly worth it. Halfway through at number 5, Stalking Creepers. Creepers are literally the worst. They walk up behind you after you have just finished your build that took you years to complete, made entirely of golden blocks in survival. Your 1-to-1 scale replica of Chuck Norris is finally done, but then a creeper comes along and blows your build sky high. But they blow up when they're nearby. Imagine they didn't. Imagine creepers all of a sudden became so sadistic and cruel that they only blow up when you realize it's too late. Yeah, the Stalking Creepers mod actually changes creeper AI to make them stalk you. They will follow behind you until you turn around to see them, then they will blow up, and cause you to wish that you had turned mob spawning or griefing off. This will literally make you say "aw man" every time you see a creeper, because at that point it will already have blown up in your face. It's the worst thing hearing something following you, like you take one step, but then you hear another step being taken shortly after, and you know what you're in for. It's terrifying. I hate creepers, but I hate spiders more. And at 4, Hell on Earth. A Gary's Mod add-on that spawns you in a dark room where you need to find a door. Somehow. With rules like you can't use your flashlight, this will be difficult if you have to stick to them. You then need to collect 5 different candles and place them on a pentagram, so you know where this is going. The further in you go, the more hellish things become, since, you know, you're summoning Satan for some unknown reason. Eventually you get teleported to another dimension, and this happens multiple times. The map takes about 20 minutes to play, and has some rules to ensure that you get the best experience. Rules such as no spawning things, no clip, no flashlight, no breaking the map, no other mods, and keep your volume up. This map does use jump scares because that's really all you can do in Gary's Mod. But it's still a good map and worth the playtime. They also provide a walkthrough if you get lost or stuck. So, you can go check that out if you don't want to play it. And at 3, the Screecher. You're alone in the woods. There is a helicopter somewhere in the vicinity, and you need to get there alive. Some sort of owl-human-demon hybrid thing is after you, and you don't know if you can defeat it. According to fan reactions, this mod is genuinely terrifying, and I think it deserves to be pretty high on this list. The only thing similar to Don't Starve is the controls and graphics style. The perspective has shifted from a top-down to a typical third person that you'd expect to see. This mod has been available since Don't Starve came out in 2013. It starts off with a screech and you saying that you should check it out for some reason. Someone named Sarah left their flashlight for you, and I'm pretty sure she's dead. There's one very scary scene, but you'll have to play through it yourself. Even if you can, I don't know where the download is, so good luck. And at 2, JVK1166Z. JVK1166Z is a mod generated from a creepypasta. At least it started like that. There's actually been a few adaptations of the mod, but considering how the actual mod seems to be similar in fashion to the real creepypasta, it is very unnerving and somewhat concerning. Basically, after installing this mod and getting it on some back alley forums instead of places like the Nexus and the place that shall not be named that rhymes with Rubber's Rab, the game wouldn't launch. It would stick to the first load screen for a whole hour and then it would crash. And if you waited that long, your game and every save associated with that would be corrupt. If I wait for more than 20 seconds on a loading screen in a Bethesda game, I assume it's crashed. Why the hell would you wait an hour? You would have to launch the mod through DOS Box, and it made every NPC related to the main quest dead, and some shadowy figure would follow you around. It would even follow you in real life. And the fact that someone has made that into a real mod is terrifying, and based on reviews, it's beginning to do the same thing. Finally, and at number 1, Mutant Creatures. The Mutant Creatures mod for Minecraft may not be horrifying, but out of all the mods on this list, it's given me the worst scare. When I was playing with this mod a few years ago, yeah, but I remember it like it was yesterday. I was trying to build a mod pack for me and my friends to play. They never played it. The Mutant Creatures mod was involved, and I had no idea that they added a spider pig. So imagine me, with my arachnophobic just spawning mobs until I turn around and see a naturally spawned spider pig. I didn't know that this had been put into the game. I obviously flipped my crap and had to shut down my game and uninstall the mod so I didn't have to deal with the looming thought of that being held over my head. It's like a spider with like really long legs, like 2 times the size of a normal spider with a pig head. What? It was the scariest moment I've ever had to experience in Minecraft, and I legit haven't played with this mod since. I think I'm permanently scarred. God, like legit. There we have it, friends, the top 10 best scary gaming mods. Are there any mods that I missed or that you expected to see? And have you played any of these mods on this list? Let me know below, and while you do, be sure you hit like and subscribe for daily gaming content and ring that bell to join the clan and level up. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been Showerman Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video. Oh, hold on. Sorry, my body's trying to kill me.
It is okay. Are you dying?
Internally.
No, we all are.
You must play the game normally until you get ambushed by an attacker. This can happen anywhere, by the way, even in towns or oh, wait, I need to mention what game this is, because it's kind of important. Oh, I'm so good at my job. Something is in my eye. I was trying to build a mod. Oh wow, my script says mud pack. I'm so good at spelling. Man. That's why I didn't fail English. I failed math though.